When the friction of the creative process is removed entirely, the internet becomes a destination for AI slop. Scholars define this as digital content that prioritizes mass producibility and high volume over substance. It is a form of media that aims for a superficial competence to capture as much of the attention economy as possible. This influx of generated material has pushed a single recurring question to the center of public discourse. Was AI used to make this? Using this binary question as a metric for quality is a mistake. It ignores the actual mechanics of how modern media is constructed. A video made entirely by humans can still be a piece of careless, harmful disinformation. At the same time, an AI-assisted video can be deeply researched, fact-checked, and accurate. The real difference between disposable slop and directed storytelling lies in the application of a rigorous, human-led production pipeline. That pipeline begins in pre-production with a mandatory search for truth. The slop workflow bypasses this stage. It relies on the AI to hallucinate facts, resulting in fabricated news stories or entire historical events that never happened. We see the harm of this frictionless approach in social media spamming, where creators use AI to generate emotionally manipulative photos of Holocaust victims to farm engagement. There are only a handful of historical photographs taken at the Auschwitz concentration camp. Grounded storytelling requires sticking to that limited physical reality. A directed AI project adopts the ethics of traditional journalism. The human operator must apply source criticism and verify facts before writing a single prompt. This requires lateral reading, the practice of leaving the original page to verify claims across multiple trusted external platforms and databases. Human operators must establish the facts themselves before they can use an AI to help tell the story. Once the facts are established, the pipeline moves into production to engage the generative models. In a slop workflow, this is instantaneous. The creator types a basic prompt and publishes the very first thing the machine returns. Content farmers and political operatives use this frictionless path to cheaply mass-produce deceptive propaganda. A directed workflow treats prompting as a highly iterative process. The human moves through multiple cycles of generation and evaluation to ensure the output remains accurate. This is a human-in-the-loop system. The operator acts as an active director, steering the machine and correcting it when it deviates from the intended goal. Because the human is in total control of the steering, they can enforce ethical boundaries. This allows the director to synthesize original visuals that serve the script, rather than instructing the machine to mimic a specific artist's style. Directed workflows turn generation into a rigorous dialogue between human intent and machine capability. AI models output raw, disjointed material. They produce the parts, but they cannot produce a whole, finished story. Slop creators dump these raw, uncontextualized files directly onto social feeds to gain the attention economy. Directed work requires traditional nonlinear editing. The human editor must filter, trim, and arrange the raw material to give it meaning. Humans use pacing and sound design to build emotional resonance. These are concepts an algorithm cannot inherently understand. Post-production is where disjointed data is transformed into a cohesive narrative. The final stage of the pipeline is distribution. Slop relies on deception. It often presents synthetic images as genuine photographic evidence to manufacture public outrage. During real-world crises, some influencers circulate AI-generated disaster photos to drive political narratives, co-opting genuine tragedy for clicks. Directed work maintains a pact of trust with the audience. This requires clear disclosure, identifying when visuals are synthetic or reconstructed. We should look for the visible presence of human standards rather than just the absence of AI. Maintaining these standards has a high cost. A creator must generate and reject a massive amount of unusable garbage to find a single piece of directed work worth publishing. The cutting room floor is a graveyard of bizarre, anatomically incorrect, and broken generations. These were caught by the human in the loop and discarded. Confronting this archive of rejected failures is the only way this medium will mature into a respected art form.